Hello and what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Game 4 between Virtus Pro and Team Secret in the Dota Summit 7 Grand Finals. And once again, Virtus Pro continuing with their all-hero challenge strategy, if you can call it that, as they're continuing to pick up heroes that they have not picked yet. And I did look through the list here on my stream, and indeed, they have not picked any of these heroes yet, so they're keeping true, and they're actually getting a pretty solid looking draft out of it, seems. Juggernaut doesn't do the best against Bristle, but if it's an offlane Bristle, which I don't think it is, as the Sand King's already picked up here, so that will most likely be played by Kezu. We have Crystal Maiden here for Puppy, so last pick will be Yapsor's hero. We won't see that too much, saving Yapsor's hero for last. They usually like to pick it second phase somewhere, but let's see what they come up here for. I mean, I think the Rubik would be pretty decent here. Has some pretty decent spells to steal. All line spells: Spin, Omni Slash, Brewmaster ulti. Might just be a Rubik. Virtus Pro will maybe ban it out, and they're going with pretty similar bans in general. Just banning Enigma and Clockwork, first two. I think all these games pretty much. Now, actually thinking it's a Yapsor Sand King. Instead, they're going to ban out the Timber, and that's also a possibility. Timber, of course, will be very good against the Axe, and we'll see what Secret actually decide to do. But it will be Virtus Pro's time to get their last hero here, and it will be a no one hero, unless it's no one Brewmaster. But I do think, yep, or it's a Ramses hero. Terrorblade coming out for Virtus Pro, and they're just playing for the late game in this game, it seems. They got the support Brew. That's really annoying in terms of his ability to split push, and their high ground defense fairly strong as well, with Axe, Terrorblade with Lion as well. And I think they're gonna put the pressure on Team Secret to play. I'm surprised that they had this many heroes left to set up this pretty decent looking draft, and it will be Team Secret going for the Necrophobes, so it's all in for them right now. And let's see how Virtus Pro do in the lanes once again. It will be a no one Juggernaut. Ramses going to take up the Terrorblade. Wait, Solo is on the Brewmaster. Interesting. So let's say 5 position Brew. Maybe Lil just doesn't feel that comfortable onto Brew, and they'll switch up the roles real quick here. Pasha will take the Axe, of course, and it will indeed be a Yapsor Sand King, so they're right about that one. MP taking up the Necrophos. Mid one will play the Templar Assassin, and right here is where I think they might run into some problems. I think Bristleback will not be able to get much out of this lane against the Terrorblade, Lion, and Brew. Or they can even send Terrorblade mid, and then in that case, Chug has pretty decent kill potential against Bristleback with the spin. So once again, they have a lot of slows, and I think Kezu does need some help in his lane. Otherwise, he won't get a lot out of it just being solo. Or maybe we'll just see Puppy and Yap sort of stick around and do what they did in that first game, where they just kind of played together and they were able to put more pressure on the map than if they were just to split up and then just have Puppy just do his own thing, and her Yap's ready to do his own thing. And they're not going to group up immediately. I'm assuming Puppy will start to support bottom, but then once the Axe gets too strong, I think they'll leave him alone and just for the Necrolite to deal with him, and then Puppy will rotate into the jungle. We'll see what Secret's plan is, or Puppy's plan is. It's either a captain. But this is Game 4 between Team Secret and Virtus Pro in the Summit 7 Grand Finals. Virtus Pro are 2 game up, and if they take this last one, they will be 2-time champions at the Summit. They are the last Summit champions, and they're looking to get another one here, as they're 1 game away, and they're still keeping up with their all-hero challenge strategy once again. None of these heroes they have picked yet in the Summit, and this is actually incredible if they manage to win the whole thing with this strategy. Or not necessarily strategy, but with this stipulation, I guess. This way you can put it. Literally elimination mode is what they're playing right now, and Solo will be the support Brew with the Over Venom. We'll walk right past a mid ward here, placed by probably with Puppy who did that one. He did get his own ward down here. I don't think that was spotted out. Yapsor will boot start here. Solo making a long trek back to his safe lane. They will start as a tri lane against Bristleback, as I think you kind of need to do that. And the ward being pinged out now by Yapsor. I think they realized that where the ward has been placed. Or was it? No one. I can't tell between the light blue and the teal ping, but no one? Alright, we're actually receiving a tango here from Pasha, as he does have 8. And is it pinging? Who's pinging? I actually think it's Fierce Pro pinging, so I don't think they know there's a ward there on secret. Solo already positioning himself in the trees here. They want a first blood onto Kezu. He'll place down a ward as well, and he's ready. And look at Lil here is already blocking the way. They want to make sure they get a pretty good block here and force... Oh, what the heck? Where'd that creep go? They want to get a nice block off. If they force Kezu too far forward, they definitely can chase him down. And with Metamorphosis, that's a pretty easy first blood. We already see that Ramsey is gearing up for this lane with a magic stick queued up. And no one will get his Quelling Blade flown out to him. We'll now have a salve, and it's going to start as a dual lane in the mid lane. And this is what Secret have been doing, always dual laning mid, having Yapsor put some pressure onto the enemy mid here. Giving mid one a little bit of a better time in here. When we see the first blood, there's the Hex onto Kezu. The Metamorphosis is committed a little bit late here. They get the slow onto him, and the last auto attack will be enough. Actually, Lil will get the kill there. So that's first blood going to Virtus Pro. I think Kezu should have expected that one, but he will get caught out by it and will go down. They even get the stack off here as well, and Kezu will TV back to the lane. They need to go for some pulls now, so expect them to be able to get a little bit of experience. But maybe not. They might try to go for another kill. Here comes the Hex. They still have the Metamorphosis. Of course, he doesn't have the Bristleback, so he's still fairly squishy. Solo wasn't there, though, so they'll not be able to get the kill. And we'll see the pullback at the 20-second mark. And Yapsor will head up here to help his friend now, as he's done enough harass to no one mid. Let's see what does that result in terms of CS. Looks like mid one a decent amount ahead now because of that. And now Yapsor rotating in. We'll try to find maybe a kill. It's not going to be easy. Maybe not. He gets the stun there. Kezu comes in. Oh, there comes a slow. This is where it gets hard. Solo, please salve up right there real quick. What was that? I heard a someone salve. Oh, so he'll get him out. He'll get himself out there with the thunderclap. Pretty simple. Lion needs to hit level 2. He really wants his bounty rune, but Yapsor and Kezu camping on it. So Yapsor will get it, and he'll get his level 2. Solo will be forced to walk all the way back to base while Regen Rune spawning in the top lane. Bottom lane will be entirely a 1v1. As I said, Puppy was probably involved in the lane at the start, but at this point he can't really touch Axe, so he's going to let MP take this match at 1v1. Yapsor and Kezu still sticking together. As I said, they do need a hero to cover Kezu, otherwise he'll just get nothing out of his lane. And you already see he's having a rough time. With the lane pulled back, he really can't contest. And Lil looking for a courier slam. He will run into Yapsor. He's going to eat a stun. TA, can he catch up? Oh, nice block from Yapsor though. Mid one's trying to make it there. Puppy's here as well. He can get the extra stun off with the frostbite. Can he though? Oh, nice stun from Lil. He's going to get out with that one. Oh, maybe not. The Caustic Finale pop. Yapsor can go in for another stun. And with no help, I think Lil will die. Puppy will go in, finish him off with the frostbite. And I mean, that was a lot of space there. So it's still good for Secret, but I mean, not the biggest kill in the world. Solo in the mid lane. Now he's still level 1. I wonder what he's going to level up at level 2. The Drunken Brawler or the Drunken Haze. In the meantime, Kezu is just jungling. I expect them to make ancient stacks for him so that he can catch up later, as laning against a Terrorblade is relatively rough. Terrorblade, very high armor hero, doesn't care too much about the armor, can go for some decent trades, and of course they have a lot of disable with the Lion, and anytime the Brew comes in, it's going to be a decent kill for Virtus Pro. Won't have to commit too much for it, just maybe the Metamorphosis. And I think Ramsey is fine with that at this point in time. I think Pasha should do decent in his lane. Looks like he was zoned out. I know Necrolite should have the advantage here, but I think definitely got outplayed a little bit here by MP, being forced back to base, and now MP going to have a bit of a level advantage over him. The problem behind Axe in this lane is he can't really just tank the creeps as Necrolite will just dish out the damage, but he's going to do that now actually. He's going to get a call into MP, but no one's there, but the sustained MP is going to be able to just heal up, and of course he's also battling against the Heartstopper aura. Yapster will rotate all the way down in the bottom lane. He's up to level 3 now, and he wants to find a kill here onto the Axe. He's very low after already just TPing back into the lane, and that's why Necrolite does do fairly well against Axes. He'll just win the sustain war, and Axe will have to go Shrine or be forced to leave, and he's actually just going to leave the lane entirely, as he did see Yapster rotate in here. He doesn't want to die, so he's going to go jungle. Yapster will pick up his Tranquil Boots. He has his TP available to assist other lanes as well, as no one's actually pretty I would say far behind the TA, but I was about to say doesn't have any items, but it was flying out to him on the courier, as I was going to say that. There's his bottle, most likely was crowing it, and he's keeping up fairly well with the TA, and they do have kill potential on turn. They get gank off, as the spin does wonders at removing her refraction. But looks like Lil is just playing for experience and pulls right now in the top lane as he's up to level 3. Not the best in terms of experience, but he'll deny the creep wave while Ramsey just continues to farm up. He can tank the creep wave real easy, and they've kept Kezu entirely out of the lane. He's not even going to go anywhere near the lane, but let's say that he's moving up now. As he sees the fighting going on in the mid lane, he's still confident to move up, and Yaps are actually going to go back in with the stun. We'll get a kill there onto Solo. We'll force a TP out from Lil, and now Kezu can start to contest the lane a little bit more now that the supports have rotated out. While in the bottom lane, MP gets a solo kill there onto Axo. Secret looking pretty good so far, and now once again I did mention that now Crystal Maiden will just move around with Yapster, and they do have a decent amount of kill potential, a lot of disable. And oh, there's Lil getting a stun to try to save his life, but mid one will come in. That's going to be a kill onto Lion. No one has to play careful. He doesn't have his level 6. Oh, misclick I think. So he attempted to just TP out there, but I don't think he really wanted to do that. Now he won't have a TP available. Mid one still looking very good in this lane. Of course, Ramses is free farming, and once again, I did mention that it is Secret's job to try to snowball and end this game. If this goes late game, I'm going to have to favor Virtus Pro. They have a diffuser builder that will deal with the Necrolite, and TA kind of gets crushed by these heroes come late game. And Bristleback is already having a pretty bad time, so it's going to have to take these ancient stacks for him to catch up, and that means that TA won't be getting them, so she won't be able to propel her farm like that. Maybe they'll give it to her and then just have her make space for the Bristle. But speaking about Bristleback, he will take a lot of damage here as Metamorphosis was committed from Ramses, and in the mid lane they're going to find another kill. Puppy and Yaps are just sticking together, finds a kill there onto Solo. It's only level 3, alright? This is not the ideal scenario when you're playing a 5-position Brewmasters level 3 at 7 minutes in the game, but I mean, this is what goes on with the all-hero challenge stipulation for Virtus Pro. Meanwhile, Pasha's very far behind actually. Necrolite should be level 8 almost, and Pasha has yet to hit level 6, and he's nowhere near his blink. Now we see mid one playing very aggressively on no one, but he's just gonna pop the healing ward and farm up. He's next to his tier 2, so he's quite safe right now. And the Brewmaster is actually pretty good against TA with the Drunken Haze, and I think he will be maxing this out. I don't think he's gonna put Drunken Brawler, maybe one casual pointed to it, but Lil, what is he doing here? Trying to maybe go for a wraparound onto the Bristleback, but he's a lot tankier now with the raindrops. Has a magic stick as well, 2 points in the Bristleback. He's gonna grab a bounty rune and just chilling. He's able to lane now, unlike the Axe, who has pretty much been permanently forced into the jungle. You can't really match up against this level 8 Necrolite with a maxed out Death Pulse, as well as a Veil of Discord. He's farming up a pretty big stack here, and he's getting fat, building to a Blink Dagger next that will allow him to initiate. And having the Necrolite against the Terror Blade is pretty good because it can make sure that the Sunder doesn't go off. They need to drop the ultimate onto him, and the Blink will help him to get in position to do so. And now we'll see TA. He will take over that stack, so Bristle will not get that, unfortunately, while Yapsor is taking over the mid lane. We've seen this so many times now for Secret. Puppy is still getting some farm in the jungle. He's still pretty under leveled here, as he did spend a lot of time rotating for kills. And overall, he's still helping on his team with the Arcane Aura. Now there's a gank coming out from Solo and Pasha. What are they looking for? Looking for Crystal Maiden, looking for TA farming stacks or something, but it's going to be pretty risky as we see initiation onto no one in the mid lane, but it's going to come back around with the Omni Slash. It will bounce onto Puppey, and as a result, Yapster will live. He kills the Healing Ward as well, but here comes Pasha as well as Solo. He can get the Drunken Haze to stop the TA from auto-attacking, but Yapster comes back in with another stun. No one gets a spin, and I think Solo will die here. MP doesn't really want to commit his ultimate for this one, but he will have to. And doesn't even get the kill there onto Solo. He will die afterwards. Now they want to chase for more. And Lil in a lot of trouble. Pasha as well. No one will spin TP. And he gets out. So, Virtus Pro lose 3 there, and Secret are showing their strength right now. Espresso back even going to farm up the enemy Ancient stack, and he's going to try to get to his Vanguard. And it's finally looking like Virtus Pro is, I would say didn't even need to. They went for a greedy draft just because. I mean, they had other options as well. Of course, they got a lot of their supports banned, and their only other option was like an Undying support, which I felt might have fit a little bit better in this game. Unless that was banned out as well. Well, no, they picked the Brewmaster for it, so it definitely could have been a thing. They also had a Chen as a potential pick, and they could have had Solo play the line. But I don't know. Chen is a Lil hero. They also had a Zeus potential. Support Zeus. I think that might have been a little bit better than the Brew. I don't know. Maybe not against a TA. Of course, they had Oracle as well. I don't think that was banned out. They banned Winter Wyvern and... No, I think Undying might have been banned out actually. Oh yeah, Undying was banned out, so Undying wasn't an option. Oracle was the other option, but Oracle and Lion are kind of not that good. Yeah, so they did kind of run out of support, so that is going to result in this level 4 support Brew 5 position who's dead, doesn't have boots yet. And score will be 9-1 right now in the favor of Secret, and they're looking to get a very big advantage in this game so far. Pasha is nowhere near his blink there, about a 7,500 net worth advantage for them. Only 11 minutes in the game. Yapsor is about halfway to his blink. Compare that to Lil, and he's looking poverty status right now. He gets to even hit at level 6. Neither of the supports on Virtus Pro have. No one also super behind here. Let's open up net worth right now and just look at the damage. TA by far at the top. Oh, no one might just be dead. Alright, underestimating TA's damage there. He tries to spin TP the wave and just gets bursted by TA's physical damage. In the meantime, they're just running down lanes with the rest of Secret's heroes, and they're going to go into Roshan after that. That's her Death Layer complete and flying out to her. I'm pretty sure this is a free Roshan as well. Pasha is nowhere near his blink yet. I mean, Yabsor is closer to his blink at this point, especially after this Roshan. The Nasal Glue as well. It's going to be an easy Roshan for Secret. I'm not so sure about Virtus Pro's odds in this game. I mean, sure, I did say their late game's good, but they're way too far behind at this point. Like, at this point, Secret are going to hit high ground before their supports get level 6. That's the state of this game right now. Potentially even before this Axe gets his level 6. They're just going to run down lanes, and they're going to look for a kill right now onto Lil. Distract them a little bit here. He's getting away. Gets a nice hex onto mid one, but here comes a stun, and that's an easy kill. And then hit the Ancients as well. I think I'm Secret right now. I just play fast. There's really no reason to just give any space to Virtus Pro. They know that this Brew is literally worthless. He's not providing anything. I think the best thing about him is just being able to put some mischance on the TA for a little bit. Pasha, of course, is just going to be focused on farming his blink, and surprised they're not just running down lanes. I guess they're still afraid of Virtus Pro turning this around. They want to wait until Yapster's blink. But no, here we go. They're going to smoke up, looking for a kill. They'll just place the ward down, but it will not spot out these smoked heroes, and they're trying to get somebody here. And oh no, they will run right into 3, and he's going to go down. Just like that. Easy kill. In the meantime, MP was just sitting in his top lane, pushing it in. And Pasha will still be farming with his blink. At this rate, he'll actually have it to be able to defend and take this next fight. Solo needs to just get his level 6 so they have something. But that's going to mean that Juggernaut's going to get caught out. He will have a Shrine. He still has his Omni as well. The Necrolite ultimate hit on him, but luckily for him, he was pretty fast on his spin there and he's able to get away, it seems. Solo walks up, will force Secret back, and so no one will survive. But here's the Blink Dagger on to TA. Mid one going to be able to just blink in and nearly blow up a hero. How's Ramsey's farm? Still looking decent. He's keeping up there somewhat with Secret's cores, considering how many towers and Roshan and kills that they have. Lil just on warding mission. He still hasn't reached his level 6. That's what I'm saying. Secret are going to break high ground before Brew gets to 6, I think. Like, I don't even I think, I'm sure. Like, this tower is just going to die, and then they're going to go high ground. And Axe still doesn't have his blink either. Lil's just in the bottom lane. He wants his 6. He wants his finger to do something, but Solo's just going to go down again here. Scores 14-1, and alright. Are they going to continue with this all-hero strat? Because at this point, Secret is even ban out the supports again, and what are they going to do? Support Ember Spirit? Support Spectre? Like, they're running out of heroes. There's literally, like, if Secret do ban supports only, right? There's literally like 3 supports left that Virtus Pro can pick, and they're not very good. And it includes the likes of like Pugna, Windrunner, and Zeus. So they're all like somewhat greedy supports, similar to like this Brew. And if Secret just go for a full push strat like this, they can. Maybe Virtus Pro hold though, as they get a finger onto the Necrolite. He's going to go down. Epicenter comes out, but Ramses with a nice Sunder. Mid one in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to go down to Bruce Spirit's actually doing work. Solo actually managed to hit level 6, and look at the damage they're able to do here. Decent amount of damage in this team fight. Axe goes down, but they clean up Tia, and high ground is held. Yapster will blink away. Kezu will get out as well, but high ground is held. Alright, Secret. I mean, I felt like they did that. They could have done that like 3 minutes ago, and they would have gone to tier 3 before the Brew was able to get level 6, but they're just playing a little bit slow. And eventually they tried to go anyway, and that happened. So now with the meta down, they might go back for mid. Yeah, they're gonna do just that, but they gotta watch themselves though. If Axe gets a nice blink call, they definitely can still get a pick off. And even if they just trade like 1-for-1 right now, I think it's worth it for Virtus Pro, just how far behind they are. Necrolite also bought into a mech here. That's going to help his team sustain though, picking out the top wave. They try to catch him out, and are they going to push mid? Yeah, they will. They're walking straight mid. They want a tier 3. And Virtus Pro in position to defend. 60 seconds until the primal split. Of course, they can just put the mischance on the TA, and that's going to be pretty annoying for her. And they don't really want to initiate on the Brew, because even though he doesn't have his ultimate, he's quite tanky, and then at that point, there's definitely a chance for Virtus Pro to turn this fight around. And you see what's going on for Strike. Oh, they're actually going to initiate onto the line. That's a lot better target. They get the Reaper Scythe as well. Now he's dead. Go buy back immediately. They want to defend their tier 3. They used the fort as well. A little bit too early there, as there was not a creep wave from Secret, so they were not even going to continue hitting that. But that's Reaper Scythe down. And where's Axe with the call? They still don't have meta for another 20 seconds. No one will spin the wave. They just want to clear the creep wave. And here's the Drunken Haze onto mid one. And I don't think Secret continue with this. There's a high chance that Virtus Pro can just blow up a hero right now. And yep, Secret will back, and they don't get a tier 3. And Puppy actually running in the opposite direction of his team, and they might decide to catch them now. There's smoke up on the Axe and Lila as well. There's actually opportunity here for Virtus Pro, but they don't see Puppy yet. I think once they see Puppy in the bottom lane, Axe will go, but at this point it's a little bit too late. And Puppy will have a TP to TP onto the mid tower, so it's not like he's completely incapable of joining his team. But there you go, call onto the bristleback. They're going to try to spin him down. Nice ultimate from the Brewmaster as well. What can he do with it though? Jug will trade his life for the Necrolite. Once again, I think these trades are somewhat worth it. If they don't lose their Terror Blade, but he's already used Sunder. He's in a lot of trouble. They need to walk back up into the high ground. He'll get under his shrine. Brew will lose his life as his Brewling goes down. Axe will get bursted as well. That's 3 kills for Secret. So I think it was okay going for a 1-for-1 trade, but they won't get all their heroes out. Now Yapster will find Ramses. Lil is here though. And where's the Hex? They need to stop the TA from blinking in. That's really important. You can one-shot Ramses at this point. And buyback coming in from the Juggernaut. They thought that mid one might die, but I don't think that was necessary. Maybe, because they still want to defend their tier 3. There's Drunken Haze. Mid one's not going to be able to attack. He gets his mana drain as well. Kezu will be able to take down the tower though. Will they go for the deny? No one drops the Healing Ward as well. They're just trying to hold. They don't have the Metamorphosis, so they need as many heroes. So no one will have to commit his buyback with only a couple seconds left. But they will be able to force Secret back. And once again, if they do manage to hold this game somehow, it's going to be hard with these heroes. But if they do, I think their late game is okay. Now Pasha moving up, will run into MP, and there comes Initiation with the blink from the Necrolite. He wants to kill here, Reaper side. Bye-bye is the new Immortal as well. That's Axe dead for a long time. That's potential for them to take Rax. Mid one is gearing up. He needs to deal with this Terrorblade illusion first, trying to cut his creep wave. They do have the Metamorphosis on the Terrorblade in 30 seconds. They're just going to deny the tower. I don't know about that. This is going to allow TA to just hit straight onto the racks. They do have the Drunken Haze to still deal with her, right? And they're also using the Mana Drain. This is going to be annoying. But the racks should fall here for sure without the axe. Right, here comes the Reflection coming out from Terrorblade. But that's going to be a Rax, and no one has to watch himself. He doesn't have buyback. And there's the first Rax for Secret. It's pretty easy there. Just needed that axe pick off. MP was just hiding in the trees. Lil doing a good job of burning all of Kezu's mana, and now Verse Pro looking to smoke up and go for a play here. And Secret going to hit on the shrine now. Roshan's also spawning in 2 minutes, and they want to go for that one. I don't think it's over quite yet. I think they need to secure themselves another set, and then they're looking a lot better at that point. I don't think this Jug has enough farm to build into a Diffusal, so will be Ramses doing so. That's going to help against, I mean, all of Secret actually. The Mana Burn as well as the active, very important to deal with the Necrolite and the Ghost Shroud, of course. Solo has a smoke up. He's still fully 5 position brew, and he can't even just brew ult or run in freely because TA can just melt his ultimate pandas at this point. And Secret still sticking as 5. They need to make sure they just don't get picked off. That's for pros way back in the game if they split up too much and they get picked off by Axe, but they might try to go in the Bristle here as he's playing really far forward, and everyone up front Verse Pro are in position, but they're really afraid that this is a big bait. I think they're going to wait for the creep wave maybe. They're going to decide to not go for it at all, but Yaps are going to find 3. Nice 3-man stun from Yaps, or this is really bad, and there they get Reaper Scythe onto the Terrorblade. He gets a Sunder though onto the TA. Oh, the ultimate or the Refraction blocks the Lion ultimate. And this fight is looking even so far. Lil goes down though, but I think everyone should fall from Verse Pro. They're just gonna call GG. They're done. Alright, ultra kill for Kezu. They're get me out. Score is 25-4. Secret with a pretty easy win in this game 4, and it's all tied up right now, 2-2. We're gonna enter game 5, and Team Secret will take this game against Virtus Pro. Once again, they went a little bit too greedy. I don't think they needed to. They had a lot of other heroes they could have picked here. I think the Axe was okay, right? I guess actually there's only greedy heroes left. I'm looking at the picks here, and it's Timbersaw, which is a fairly greedy offlane hero. Of course, I already picked the Axe, but even he comes online a bit too slow, and that's why he is ignored in this meta, and that's why he was able to last so long. I mean, he was a hero that was kind of popular in the past, but as of now he needs his Blink Dagger to get something down. Well, if you look at Bristleback, I mean, give him some levels and he's annoying at least. Or Axe, I mean kind of say the same to him, but put him again as a Necrolite, and I mean there's not much you can do at all. Just looking at the heroes left for Virtus Pro real quick before I end this recording, I see not much left. So will they actually decide to still stick with this? If they do, they might have cost a chance of winning this tournament. So I'm sure they're rushing. They're going full Delay, and we're gonna get an interesting game 5. And if they can do this, they're truly gods right now. And we'll see what happens. But see you guys back for game 5. This was a very fast game. I mean, that's what's going to happen with Secret Strategy. They won every lane pretty much as well, except for the safe lane. But at that point, I mean, what is Farm Terrorblade going to do? He's going to farm up, but until he really gets to that mid game, like 30 minutes in, he's not that scary. And we saw really amazing play there with the trap into 3-man stun from Yapzor, sealed the deal, and Secret will take this game fairly easily. Didn't even need to take next rush. So see you guys in game 5, and peace out.